Hi and welcome. Today we are going to revisit the rules to articles which were learned in earlier classes, and at the end we'll try using those articles in dialogue writing. Let us see what are articles. Articles are words like a, an and the. These are called articles. They are placed before a noun. There are two types of articles: definite articles and indefinite articles. The indefinite articles are used with common nouns. For example, a doctor. That means any doctor can be referred with using the word a before it. Whereas definite article is used with a particular person. For example, he saw the doctor. That means he's mentioning to a particular doctor, and it is used before singular countables as well as plural countables and uncountables. For example, the book, the books, and it is also used before uncountable also, provided it is already mentioned earlier. For example, the milk. Usage of a and an. A and and is determined by sound, and it is to be mentioned that an is used before vowel sounds, not vowel letters, it is sound, and a is used before consonant sound. We have certain exceptions over here where the letter is silent. For example, we say are, honest, and here the initial consonant of H is not pronounced, so we say an hour. Before a word beginning with a consonant sound, a is used. For example, a reindeer. We have certain exceptions over here. Words like European, a UE, unicorn, and useful. They all begin with a letter which is a vowel, but the sound is that of a consonant, that is y sound. We have another case over here, when we have 1 rupee note, we say a 1 rupee note, a one-eyed man, because the sound of one is W sound, that is wa. Example, a hotel, a historical novel. Using the definite article, this lesson is focused on the usage of the definite articles. Definite article, the first rule is that it is used for some noun which is already referred in the context. The book you want is out of print. Which book? The one you want. That means the person has already mentioned about the book. Let's go to the park. Over here, the park means only park that is in the town. The girl cried. The girl is already mentioned in the context earlier. When a singular noun is meant to represent the whole class. For example, the cow is a useful animal. Over here, the word the cow represents the entire class, the cow. We don't say a cow is a useful animal. We are not referring to one single cow. We are mentioning to the entire class of animal. A whole number of examples are listed. The next rule is it is used before some proper nouns. For example, certain families, if you say the Kingston or the Buckingham Palace, it's a proper noun, thus the is added before it. It is also used before oceans and seas, the Pacific Ocean, the Black Sea. It is also used before rivers, for example, the Nile. It is also used before canals, for example, the Suez Canal. Before the names of deserts, the Sahara Desert. It is also used, the is used before the group of islands, the West Indies. It is also used before mountain ranges, the Alps. Very few countries that have the word republic and kingdom along with the name of the countries, the is added before it. The Irish Republic, the United Kingdom. It is also used before the names of certain books, especially holy books, the Vedas. There's an exception over here. If you mention a name before the book, then the word the article the is dropped. Before names of things unique of its kind, for example, the sun, the sky, the ocean, the sea, and the earth. Sometimes the is placed before a common noun to give some abstract meaning. For example, the last warrior. Warrior, the word is a common noun, but an abstract meaning, that means some spirit is mentioned, that means zeal is mentioned over here. That is how the definite article the is added before it. Before a proper noun when it is qualified by an adjective. The great Caesar. Great is an adjective, Caesar is a noun. The is added before it. It is also used with superlatives. The darkest cloud. The is added before est word, that is the darkest, has a silver lining. It is used with ordinals. Ordinals means something that is standing in order, people standing in order, first, second, third, fourth. These are called ordinals. He was the first man to arrive. The first, when we say first is mentioned, we add the before it. Before musical instruments, he can play the flute. We just don't say he can play flute, we say he can play the flute, the name of the instrument. Before an adjective, when the noun is understood, for example, the poor are always with us. The poor, instead of saying the poor people are always with us, the noun people is dropped, it's understood. The adjective poor represents the entire class. Before a noun with the emphasis of a superlative, the verb is the word. Over here, the chief word, the verb is the focus. Then an adverb with comparative over here. If you see two comparatives, that means the more they get, the more they want. The is added in order to compare one part with the other part. After understanding or developing an understanding and recollecting all the rules to the definite article, the, let us work on a task. Assume that two families have gathered and one of the members of each family entered into a dialogue mentioning about the holiday visit to a place where they crossed mountains, traveled across oceans, seas, canals, played some instrument for amusement, etc., ensuring that you use the articles correctly. Write about 6 exchanges. The example should not be counted in 6 exchanges. You have to write 6 exchanges of your own. Exchange means one expression of a person, the reply of another person. Together it is known as one exchange. Example, let me read out. Deborah, hi, it is such a pleasure to meet the Kingstons after such a long time. Over here, the Kingstons is the name of family or family members. Michelle, my pleasure. We had been on a long vacation across the Himalayas range and many more places. Now from here on continue, and after you finish, self-assess your exercise, refer to the rules listed above and check the use of articles as explained above. Thank you.